Hi, everybody. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and Geo Collaborate. It is July 24th, Thursday, 2025. This update is for the All Hazards Consortium Sensitive Information Sharing Environment, and this is going to be a condensed version. Really going to focus on two things. We're going to focus on the tropical weather, the likelihood of a tropical system forming in the Gulf. We're watching that very closely, and we're going to talk about the heat as well. There is a big heat dome, heat advisories, extreme heat warnings. Over 130 million people are under extreme heat warnings and heat advisories from the Central Plains to the Northeast. I'm also going to show you very quickly three tropical systems out towards Eastern Asia, Japan. So they're dealing with three systems. We have none in the Atlantic Basin, which is terrific, and none in the Eastern Pacific. So we certainly are very lucky right now because we don't have any systems developing. Well, let's start it off with this one that we see with the GOES East satellite image. Not much to it, right? It looks like a bunch of scattered clouds. Well, we do see them. And let me back out here just a little bit to show you where in the Gulf this is. This is Louisiana right here, where we have some heavy showers and thunderstorms popping up because of the circulation around the very weak low pressure system that's moving out into the Gulf. You can also see these thunderstorms here. The Gulf is mighty warm. Don't get me wrong. We have the temperatures there. We have that fuel that could force a storm to strengthen rapidly if the atmospheric conditions wanted it to. But right now, they're just not coming together. It looks like the circulation is going to stay too broad and it's going to move towards the Texas coast. But it does mean we are going to see enhanced rain, showers, and thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast that could produce localized flooding. This is what it looks like full screen, so you can get a good picture of it. That area circulating right around in here is the area of low pressure, and it is moving this way. Here we are in the Gulf with Geo Collaborate showing the area the National Hurricane Center has identified as a potential area for a tropical system to develop. It doesn't have a high percentage, a high probability. That's because the atmospheric conditions are not coming together. But it is going to be a prolific rain producer, and we could see flooding along the Gulf Coast from the Florida Panhandle all the way down to the Texas coast. This area in yellow is where we're concerned about. I can click on that and extract some information. A 10% probability of development over 2 days and a 10% probability over 7 days. That is not high. But it is something we'll continue to monitor as this system moves towards the Texas coast and creates the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms that could produce some flooding. I'm going to show you this right here, back out a little bit on Geo Collaborate and show you all of the heat advisories. But before I get to that, this is what it looks like, a little broadened out. And what I want to do is turn off for a moment these heat advisories and all the warnings and watches from the National Weather Service. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings. I always have those turned on just in case anything develops. And you can see it pop in Geo Collaborate in real time. But the other thing I wanted to do is turn on the National Weather Service's Weather Prediction Center 3-day excessive rain outlook. This tropical system in the making, which is not really going to make it, is going to cause a chance for excessive or flooding rains in this area of the Gulf over the next 3 days. That does extend up into eastern Carolina as well because of showers and thunderstorms that could produce localized flooding there because of this general circulation happening and some convergence going on with some other weather systems just up to the north. We do have flooding threats. The greatest risk will be confined to a portion of eastern Kansas right here and northern Missouri, where the Weather Prediction Center has issued a brand new moderate risk threat. Basically a level 3 out of 4, includes Topeka and Kansas City. This means that flooding is likely to happen in these areas from strong storms. And you can see some strong storms going on right now. So pay very close attention to your local broadcast meteorologist, your National Weather Service office, Hopefully you have a NOAA weather radio that will go off when the Weather Service issues flash flood warnings and even perhaps flash flood emergencies with the really heavy rain going on right now. Down to the south, we're looking at that chance of excessive rainfall happening while this tropical entity kind of drifts over towards the Texas coastline. And right along the Texas coastline, we have a chance of some very heavy rain as well. So be on the lookout for moderate to heavy rain happening there. Let's take a look at the satellite picture and the loop here. I'll just point out some general things that are going on. Here's a frontal system stretching down, but it's not going anywhere because we have strong high pressure. Boy, a heat dome that is causing heat, excessive heat watches, excessive heat warnings, extreme heat advisories, and extreme heat watches along the megapolis from Boston down to Philadelphia. Look, the showers and storms are moving up and over that ridge. That is why this area is going to experience persistent showers and thunderstorms that could cause locally heavy rains. As this system drifts in the Gulf to the southwest and towards the Texas coast, we'll get rid of that, but we won't get rid of the moisture, the high humidity that this is leaving behind that is just going to make the southeast swelter. Oh, we could have record high low temperatures. Temperatures that only get down into the upper 70s or low 80s at night in the southeast, making it incredibly uncomfortable for sleeping. And it also means that high-rise apartments that don't have air conditioning, you want to be very careful bringing fans into that environment. Sometimes when you bring fans into high-rise buildings, when the temperatures are warm at night and during the day, it makes that apartment or condo act like a convection oven. It could make it even hotter. This is one of the lessons learned that the city of Chicago came out with from their big heat wave that they had a couple of decades ago. So be very cautious. Listen to your local health officials when it comes to protecting yourself from heat waves. This is going to be the story over the next 5 days in the east. The hot temperatures and the severe weather around the periphery of that high pressure system. Out to the west, it's relatively cool, and you're just dealing with the marine layer coming in and out along the west coast, which is okay. You can deal with that. Okay, now I want to take a quick look out further west because we have a couple of things going on out west towards Asia. We have 3 tropical systems that are happening out there right now, and I'll point them out here. This is the first one here. This is the second one, and a third one developing. I'm going to put these into GeoCollaborate and show you what it looks like here right now. Here's GeoCollaborate. I moved out to the west. Here is Hawaii right now. The Marianas are right here. This is what we're looking at from the standpoint of 3 tropical systems. The first one here, Tropical Storm Krosa, Krosa, is expected to move to the north and not really impact Japan too much, other than with some strong wave action. Over here, a little bit further to the west, is Tropical Storm Komei. This is Komei right here. And just to the north of that is Tropical Storm Francisco. Francisco is going to be dying over the next couple of days. So 3 tropical systems out here towards the Philippines and Japan. Meanwhile, in the center of the Pacific, the Central Pacific Hurricane Center is watching this area for potential development over the next 7 days. The probability over the next 2 days, 0%. Probability over the next 7 days, 40%. So it does not look like this storm, if it does develop, will impact the Hawaiian Islands other than with large swells, particularly on the south shore of the Big Island and further to the north as well. Those swells could extend. We'll keep you posted on that and see if it's going to impact any part of the Hawaiian Islands other than generating large swells as the days go forward. But over the next 2 days, 0% chance for this system developing. And that's something that we like to hear because we don't want to have any other tropical systems developing over the next, any day, really, over the next several days. I'm going to go over to the GOES West satellite here for a second and show you what this looks like. Here is Hawaii right up in here. I'll drag this down just a little bit. And the area of potential development is right here because we're watching this area right in here that may develop into something, but not over the next 2 days. Only when it gets into this area here, southeast of Hawaii, we'll be watching it. Okay, a quick look at the temperatures in the model forecast. This is going to be very persistent over the next 5 days or so with very warm temperatures expected. Hundreds in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, dew points very high, making the heat index feel more like 105 to 108 or 10 degrees in some areas. This is 2 o'clock this afternoon. Let me take this forward to 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. There we go. Sorry, I went ahead too far. Here's 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And look at all these high temperatures up in the middle part of the country, even in the southwest and over towards the mid-Atlantic up to the northeast. Watch what happens as we go to 18Z on Saturday and look at these temperatures. 100 to 104 degrees around Richmond, extending all the way up to Boston, even to parts of Maine, where you could see temperatures in the low 90s over the weekend as this temperature continues to just bake. It's just going to bake. Here it is on Sunday afternoon. Look at these temperatures. Low 100s in North Carolina, 101 in near Atlanta, 105 in Nebraska. This is going to be the story, folks, for the next 3 to 5 days, or 5 days or more, actually, with persistent heat, high humidity, and flooding rains on the periphery of that high pressure system. So we're talking about the eastern foothills of the Colorado Rockies, all through Kansas and Missouri, where thunderstorms could form and give you that excessive rainfall. That's a quick look at this roundup. I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. We're keeping an eye on the Gulf, that's for sure, and a lot of tropical systems out towards Eastern Asia and the Western Pacific Ocean. If you want to hear more about that, let me know. I'll skim across those every once in a while when it looks kind of interesting. So as the sunset makes its way towards the east coast of the United States, you can see that on the Terminator line out there in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The sea surface temperatures are warm enough, but we're not getting the atmospheric conditions to generate any tropical systems. That is terrific news. The one in the Gulf could cause some localized flooding around the Gulf Coast, but I don't expect it to be a named system over the next several days. Neither does the National Hurricane Center. Take care of yourself. Thanks so much for watching this update. I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. Please take care of yourself and take care of your neighbors. They really do appreciate it. Have yourself a good night.